guys, welcome back to In 5. I'm Annabelle Earth.
And I'm Andre Rodrigues.
And today we have a very special guest. He's a filmmaker, arts director and arts educator, the amazing Andrew O'Connell.
Yeah.
Andrew, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Yeah.
So you've been in the arts for quite a while and you're also teaching in the arts as well. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, well, as far as being an artist is concerned, probably in the last 15 years, I suppose. Writing and acting, and it's just very recently going into making a short film. As far as being an arts educator, probably for about since 2014. I've been involved at Curtin Uni teaching performing arts for educators. So these are my students are people who will become teachers, and eventually teach performing arts, in schools.
It's amazing,
Nice.
keeping it alive for everyone.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So you mentioned you were doing a short film. So I hear that might be based on something that you've actually written yourself.
So this is very recent. So I have sort of at the moment 3 books out, and these are sort of short stories, short whimsical tales. You've got a couple of the books there.
I like this one.
That just came out last October, the 12 Tales of Unbreakable Friendship.
Okay.
That was the second book there, 12 Tales of Love Beyond the Grave. I haven't got the first book here, but it was called 12 Unlikely Conversations. But from that first book, so the stories from the books, they've been stories, some of them have been short plays. I always thought they'd be good kind of as animation or film, but they've taken various forms. I've got a colleague actually who thinks that one of them might be a nice ballet, which is a very interesting idea. But anyway, from the first book, there's one of the stories called Death and the Little Girl, and that has since become a film and will shortly be released actually in I think they're telling me April. And it's looking beautiful and it's feeling beautiful. And I had a wonderful actor playing Death, actually. This handsome young man here
Thank you.
kindly and was cast as in the role of Death in the film. So, Andre was great, just brought that really sort of enigmatic, handsome, nice sort of voice as well to the role, and I was very happy, Andre. So thank you so much.
Thank you for letting me be a part of it.
Yeah,
it was a very good experience, good team we had, and I like the story.
Excellent.
I haven't read about it before, so it's nice.
Yeah. So do you know where the film is going to be released? Are there any plans in the works?
Not exactly yet, but we'll have a bit of a premiere night, and we'll get a sort of a cinema in Perth, maybe the Luna or the back lot, and we'll have a bit of a celebration and a premiere night, to which everyone's invited, and
including me.
Of
Can
course.
I tag along?
Of course,
I'll be your arm candy. It's fine.
Yeah, no, right. Yeah. My plus one. Yeah.
And these books are obviously look amazing.
Yeah.
Where can everyone find them?
Just andrewoconnell.com.au. That's my personal website, and the books are on there. So you can just purchase a paper copy. I always love a paper copy myself.
Old school, yeah.
But you can also get an ebook as well. So on your Kindle, if that's your preference.
Fantastic. And we'll be putting that link in the description, so make sure to go check that out, guys.
Yeah.
And have a read. It's for years 12 and up, so please go check that out.
Yeah, age 12 and up. Age 12 and up. Yeah, there's nothing inappropriate or something like that. But I suppose just the mature themes probably would only be appreciated from 12 and up.
Okay.
And I'll just make a quick mention of the illustrator, who is a wonderful young lady from Georgia. That's the country Georgia.
All right. Yeah.
So sort of sourcing illustrators online, and she's been illustrating those books, and I'm just I'm amazed.
Oh, they look really good.
Yeah, with the illustrations. Yeah.
You got 3 books, and each book has 12 stories, so that's 36 different stories.
So far, yeah.
I can't even write one. How do you come up with 36 different
Yeah.
ideas for the stories?
It's hard work. It's hard work. Look, you might have a bit of an idea or a premise, but then you just have to sort of kind of develop that and work on it and sort of, you know, what's next? What does this character do? What would that character do? And
Are the characters intertwined throughout the stories, or are they all separate?
yeah, separate stories.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
separate
you still have to
stories.
think of 36 different plot points and...
Yeah, yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So you've obviously written these short stories. I hear you've also done some playwriting as well. How'd you get started in that?
I've been writing for a while, and just, you know, you sort of try all sorts of things. You know, you keep a diary, you keep a travel log, you write a poem. If you're a writer, I suppose you're a writer.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, at a certain point, I just sort of found that kind of shorter forms and especially dialogue came more naturally to me.
Okay.
So it's kind of then natural then to write a play. And
Alright.
even the short stories there are sort of quite kind of, you know, theatrical, I suppose, in nature. But I think it's because the sort of dialogue comes a bit more naturally. I won't say easily, I'll say naturally. To me, that I sort of went into plays and, yeah, kind of, you know, love theatre and the live form and that sort of thing. Yeah. Sorry, just from before, I just forgot to mention the illustrator. The illustrator's name, who is Lika Kvirik Shavali. I can't pronounce it correctly, but
I saw the name, but I didn't want to butcher it trying to pronounce it.
Lika Kvirik Ashvili. I think that's.
Does she have a website as well?
pronunciation.
We can put her link at the bottom of the
I think
video.
it's at Lika Illustrations, I think, on Instagram. So
Okay.
yeah, but we can put. Yeah,
Of course.
a link,
More
yeah.
than happy to support,
Absolutely.
you know, the people that contributed to your work.
Yeah, sure.
And I hear you've also done some travelling around Europe working as a writer as well.
I'm not
Not
working as a writer, but yeah, traveling sort of, you know, in my younger days, and yeah, traveling to Europe sort of pretty much got me into more, you know, writing and literature and that sort of thing.
Mhm.
I was in Italy, and yeah, it wasn't exactly Italy and all the culture and that sort of thing that got me into it. It was something as silly as this. There was the local bookstore, and I wanted to read something. There was nothing in English, but they just had this small section with just the classics in English.
Yeah.
And so I was just looking, and I thought, oh, I picked a book out, Alice in Wonderland. I've never actually read Alice in Wonderland, so I read it, and then I thought, wow, this is really good. And then I went back and, oh, Jekyll and Hyde. I've never actually read Jekyll and Hyde. I'm going to read it. So I started reading sort of some of the classics, you know, and then just discovered, really love stories, and kind of then inspired to maybe write your own stories. So
Right, so it wasn't
Yeah.
like a childhood dream to be a writer. It just grew
No.
along as you.
yeah, I think it just developed with time, and yeah, it was kind of sort of being forced into reading the classics there, just to read something, because when I first got to Italy, my Italian wasn't so good.
Little rusty.
And how long were you in
Yeah.
Italy for?
Yeah, 7 years I was there.
7 years.
Wow.
Yeah, long time.
So by the end of it, did we have some Italian skills?
Ah,
or-
yeah. Now I can speak Italian. Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Sure must make a really good wine as well.
Read Italian, yeah.
Grapes.
yeah, no, Italy really got me onto wine. So
Mhm.
and wine and coffee.
You're also the artistic director for the theatre company O. Have they put on any plays recently that we may have heard of or we may have seen?
Yes, our last play was a new Australian play written by me, and I thought it went wonderfully, and that was called Professional Premises, and that came out, that had its world premiere last year in October
Right.
at a place called Paper Mountain in William Street. It's a little art gallery, but we used the space as like a performance space.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was basically about there are a few actors and a director rehearsing for Shakespeare's The Tempest.
Mm.
And the lead actor playing Prospero is getting increasingly frustrated with the director, because the director's a bit of a nincompoop.
Oh.
And then it just goes to a big blowout. But when finally the lead actor really criticises the director never really recovers from it, sort of psychologically. So it's very, very sad as well.
It
So
sounds very
it's
heavy.
just kind of it's just sort of trying to show, look, you know, you can go on the attack, and you might be right, but do you need to go so far? Do you need to ruin someone? And
True. I agree.
yeah.
Oh, sounds intense.
It was very intense, and some audience members said actually, oh, that was so intense, which is good. It's good to hear. It's good to hear that they're experiencing something when they watch.
I suppose that's what you want as a writer, you know, to evoke emotion and of course thought.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely,
From the people.
But yeah, going back to the issue of the plays we've put on, we try to alternate like a new Australian play and then maybe put on an established play.
Okay.
So, you know, we've put on Oscar Wilde's Salome. That was our first play back in 2012. We've put on another new Australian play that I wrote called Stuck, about sort of three teachers, one of whom is a Colombian woman, Colombian immigrant, and she has a lot of issues with herself personally and with immigration process, but this sort of guy is sort of oblivious to these things and just very attracted to her. And meanwhile another woman is attracted to him, so everyone's at sort of cross purposes. It's all a bit messy. My plays are all messy. You know.
Have you written any comedies? I mean,
Oh.
I know you come across as the stories I've read. Those are all very.
Look, I have, but it's on paper. It's on paper. It hasn't seen the light of day, and I'm not sure if it will.
Oh, right.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Yeah.
Well, if it does, I would love to read it. I love comedies.
Yeah,
I'd love to be in one.
Okay. Yeah.
I feel that.
Subtle.
Hint, hint. And I just feel that I don't see many comedies nowadays, and I feel we all need to laugh.
Yeah,
We need to laugh. And there's a lot of dramatic things out there. And after the year that everybody's had last year, what's comedy here and there? Maybe you could write one.
Sure. I can do that. And well, since you're a writer, do you have any advice for all these other writers in Perth in Australia that you want to give? Just some advice?
Reading is very important as well, because you see a range of styles and you see a lot of things that work and don't work. You know, for example, during COVID, and I'm sure a lot of people were watching a lot of TV, a lot of movies, and I'm just watching, you know, movie after movie. You start to get to see what works and what doesn't work. So yeah, that would be part of my advice, to just maybe read sort of widely and what are styles being used here. Yeah, I mean, as a playwright, my advice simply is you've just got to get the actors and start making that happen, because otherwise you'll never see if it's working or not.
Sure.
And other than that, you just need to come back to your work and just keep improving it. I mean, you know, I'm a teacher. A lot of students just submit like a first draft, and you can see it's a first draft. You know, there's no hard work at it. You've got to keep going back to something and making it good, and making it good, and making it good. You know, these short stories, most of them have like 11 drafts minimum before they even go to the publisher.
Or even on a short story, 11 drafts.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
And then the publisher gets back to you, and you're, you know, I don't want to be that kind of person that says, oh, well, you know, a full stop's different to a comma. Yeah, you know, it is different.
Yeah.
And you can't obsess about those things, but you do have to be very, very purposeful. You have to know what you're doing, not just, oh yeah, that's a good story and that'll do. That's for writing, yeah, if you want to make your writing right.
Alright.
Yeah, writing, there's so much work that goes into one little sentence. I think a lot of people don't
Yeah.
realise. Is there anyone out there that has really inspired you and whose work has really made you, look at your own and see what you can contribute from what
Yeah.
they've taught?
I mean, there's so many great authors out there, and I mean, a lot of the classic writers, you just think, oh wow, that's great. Because I'm a playwright, of course, I can look to other playwrights, and like David Mamet, who wrote Oleanna. So we put on Oleanna as Company O for the 2016 Fringe World. So someone like him, he's also written books about theatre and about writing. So it's interesting to read what he thinks about the process, see what he does as his process, and then sort of put it all together. So David Mamet's quite interesting.
Fantastic.
He's also got a masterclass on that masterclass series, which I watched.
Oh, yeah, the one that's online, they've got the app, is it? The masterclass one?
Yeah. So David Mamet, Arthur Miller is a legend as well. I love The Crucible. That's probably my favourite play. I love the intensity,
I haven't read it yet. But
Yeah. I mean, for me, if you're not walking out of the theatre, absolutely just blown away, I don't know. I think it hasn't hit the mark. Yeah, I think you've got to walk out of the theatre saying, "Wow, that was amazing. That was amazing. That was just amazing." You've got to. That's what I strive for, anyway.
And what's the last play that you've seen that you didn't write that was amazing?
The Black Swan did a very good version of the Cherry Orchard just recently. That just closed, I think.
Yeah.
But they did that at the Heritage Precinct in Nedlands. Heritage. So in some old buildings, and we actually moved between buildings, between scenes, between sort of acts, and
Nice.
I mean, I didn't know what to expect because they said they'd set the Cherry Orchard in the 1980s in WA, but they did a very good job.
Is there a website that our viewers can go to read up more about you, your stories, and the work that you do?
Yeah, so sort of got two things. So my personal website, andrewo'connell.com.au, and that's still very focused on the books and that sort of thing.
Okay.
But companyo.com.au is our theatre company, so that's where our projects are, and and we have sort of corresponding sort of Facebook site, and
I will put the links at the bottom so you guys can follow as well. Thank you very much for joining us today, Andrew. We really appreciate you coming on.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks a million.
As for this week, we have the Perth Comedy Festival on. It's running from April 20th to May 17th. So it's funny how we were just speaking about comedy and now we've got this thing towards it.
Hi guys, thank you so much for watching the show. Don't forget to like, subscribe and click the notifications bell to be up to date on all of our content. And please comment below and check out our socials, the descriptions are down below.
We also like to thank our sponsors, Malaga Print and Signs. And for all your social media needs, please contact Karen and Vicki, whose links will be at the bottom of this page as well.
I'm Annabelle Earth.
And I'm Andre Rodrigues.
And this is In 5. Don't forget to tune in next week, guys.
See ya.